A canvas black with whispers gold, stories untold, secrets unfold, diamonds scatter where the shadows sleep, infinite skies, a promise to keep. Beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide. Above our heads, a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting galaxies were like painted streams, brushing the edges of our dreams. Planets hum their silent tune, chasing the sun, kissing the moon. We look but don't see, we forget to believe. Beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide. Above our heads, a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting nebulous bloom in colors untamed, every spark a fire unclaimed, hidden glory just out of sight, a quiet roar in the endless night. Beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide. Above our heads, a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting a fleeting
Good early morning to you. Hello, 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 and welcome to Sky Tour Livestream. I just wanted to say something to Nico or Nikos in the chat. He said content doesn't match title. Thank you for joining us. You probably haven't seen this before. I have a startup song while I'm getting everything ready that people hear original music, and so I thought I would play the new one. That is the new one. And so here it is. You're looking at 3iATLAS right here. You're not looking at me yet. Now you are. Okay. And 3iATLAS was rumored, as I listened to Avi Loeb yesterday, he said it's vanished. But he was trying to relay, maybe he doesn't, maybe it's a language barrier or something like that, I'm not sure. But the bottom line is that 3iATLAS is right there going strong. And we actually have another guest in the same frame, which I'll tell you all about in a minute. Let me just first um, take care of one little piece of housekeeping. It's early in the morning for me, as you can guess. So, poof, there we go. All right, now. All right, so tonight, did I say tonight? Today, thank you, Schaefer Studios. Um, so today what we're going to do is we're going to just look for a little while at 3iATLAS. Then we'll uh, do as we did last time. We're going to just basically uh, look at this for now. I mean, we have a full moon out there, so it's pretty bright, and the full moon does modify our color palette. As you can see, it looks red. The moonlight actually causes this to happen. It's a weird thing that happens with camera sensors. So, but you can see it there, and that's the thing that's important. You'll notice also it has a little tail. That's very important as well. And having a little bit of a tail is something that comets will generally show us. And this one is no different. So, that said, let's do a little thing. Now, what I did last time, when I first opened up earlier, the comet was by this star right here. And now it's here. So it's moving this way. And it's going to go by this object right here. Now, what is that object? Well, let me show you. That's actually, and there you go. That's actually an asteroid. So the comet is sharing the stage tonight, this morning, I should say, with asteroid Cybele. And it's a magnitude 13 asteroid. The comet's actually slightly brighter than that. When I first photographed the comet back in August, the brightness of the comet was magnitude 17. Now, the bigger the number, the dimmer it is. And so that is why, as the comet has gone around the sun, it ended up getting brighter, substantially brighter. And so the initial theories were that maybe it had broken up. Maybe it had broken up a little bit. Maybe something happened to it. And the fact is, we don't really know, actually, what happened to the comet, if anything at all. So right now, we see it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, and we're going to start again so you can see what actually looks like what's here. Because the comet's moving so fast in space that it's leaving a trail as it moves, that bright dash. See, that's what it looks like right there. And there's a little tail behind it here that you can see. The red color is not actual. You can see this red zigzaggy pattern. That's the issue that's caused by the moonlight. So I can take our black level and bring it up near the peak. It'll darken up a little, right? But the red needs to be dropped a little bit, just a bit. Okay, and see, if I brought it to where the comet is a more appropriate color like that, it changes the background drastically. However, I will say that's more of the color of the comet right there in actuality, right? Interestingly, that's how that works. Okay, so it's good to see folks here already. I see we have Schaefer Studios, first one here, patiently waiting. That's great. And then we had Daisy and Zoe Amethyst. Hi, guys. How are you? I mean, it's probably just one of you. I'm not sure who's there. Something special to be up this early. Yes, Comet 3iATLAS. That's what does it for us today. And then we have Nico Shiliak. I can't see if it's Nikos or Nico. You tell me. And then we have an issue, and someone's saying we're getting a ground loop buzz. Yeah, I was told about that, and it may mean that a cable issue is occurring, and I don't like that, but we'll try to get through it. C&D Boy is here with us as well. Nice to see you. And Ricardo Jorge says, Is it too late to turn around and visit us on Earth? Um, yeah, it's going to go to Jupiter, correct. It's going to go out to Jupiter's orbit and pass some millions of miles by Jupiter. Just like it did to Mars first, then around the Sun, then Venus, and then Jupiter. So that's what's going to happen with the comet. I mean, it's kind of a neat comet. I mean, it's drawn a lot of attention, right? But here it is, and let me just get our. I want to get our plate solve again, so you can see also the other visitor. We have Cybele, which is an asteroid, and here's the comet. So the asteroid and the comet are right near each other. And we're going to save this image with the annotations so that you'll be able to see that exact thing when you go to skytourlive.org and scroll down. I want cool pictures. You'll get this picture. You can download it for free. And then you can also download the actual PNG file, save exactly a scene. So what you can do is go here and download this file as well without any words or anything on it. So this is the actual file of 3iATLAS, and there is Cybele right there. Okay, so we got 3iATLAS and the asteroid. That sounds sort of like a sounds like a show. 3iATLAS and the asteroid. So we're gonna be checking this out, and I'm gonna be clearing and taking additional photos, because as before I'm going to animate this and show it over time like I did for the other one. Now what's interesting is this particular object has been moving through the sky at obviously a very, very fast rate of speed. And as it went around the sun, of course, as it closed in on the sun, it went faster and faster and faster. And this was, of course, because of the fact that it's being tugged on by the sun and accelerated by the sun. Now, it's also being affected by all the other planets in our solar system, including our planet, to some extent. But the biggest, Jupiter and Sun, are the biggest effectors gravitationally on this object. So that said, it's definitely going to be an object that requires us to watch it fast, because it's going to be out of our solar system very soon. Now this is the better photo of it. It's the first photo of it, right? You can see with the one right there, okay? But you can see that the actual the comet right here has a little bit of a tail right here. See that? It's got a tail behind it. And that tail is something that was missing before, but it's there. And of course this is Cybele, the asteroid right here. That little guy, it's an asteroid. I like having little asteroids. So it's kind of neat. And so what's nice is that when we look at this object, we're seeing a moving object. We're watching it move. Now, since I opened the building and started looking at it before I went live, it was here. It was above this, and now it's down here. That was 20 minutes ago. So as time goes on, we're going to see it move. So I'm going to be taking pictures here. All right. And then I will clear it and allow us to capture it again. Now, if I take a really long exposure, which I can do, two things happen. Number one, it's going to get brighter because we have a full moon in the sky. And as far as where the full moon is, I can show you that, because if you look up just above me here, you'll see that we have this telescope view here and this telescope view here. Well, these are both pan and tilt cameras, so I can bring this to bear and show you where it is, where the moon is. And you'll see that amazingly the moon is unbelievably in the way. So let's take a look up here on this camera. Okay, look, we see stars. Okay, looks good so far, right? Saying, uh-oh, but wait, it's getting brighter. What's going on? Oh boy. Yeah, and of course that's where the moon is. I'm just trying to get back to it. There we go. So that's where the moon is. Okay, right up there. All right, it's just out of our camera range, right there. And then we're gonna bring it back down. But look how bright the moon is. When we look around. Okay. We look around. We actually see the landscape as if it's like a dim daylight, you know. And the moon has lit up this other terrain. There's another observatory up there on the hill. Okay. Where this is our line of observatories, you can see, you can't see all 10 buildings. There's our building, the building next to us. The roof of that building is actually right here. That's the roof of that building. Right there. Then there's one. There's 8 more beyond it. Okay, and so we're sharing the mountain with a bunch of other professional astronomers. And so I feel right at home up there. It's very nice. And I'm in Connecticut, and this is in Benson, Arizona. So it's 2,500 miles away, and I'm running it from Connecticut, which is what I want to do. Now, what's interesting is it's warmer there, even though it's only 6 Celsius in that building. Okay, because right now it's below 0 Celsius here. It was 10 degrees Fahrenheit this morning here. That's cold. Considering that yesterday it was 32 or 34. So we drop what we call precipitously, you know. Yeah. So let's save this one more time. Save exactly as seen. Now this is a 30-second shot. Now you can see again if we look up here, right? This is the camera exposure, which is right here. This is exposure. This is one of the most important fields on this entire screen. Okay, and then the next one is gain, which is right here. You'll see our gain is set to 250. Okay, and so we play off the exposure with the gain to try and get the best result. So I have the gain of 250. It goes to 600. But if we go to 600, we're going to get lots and lots of digital noise. So what we do is we take multiple shots and we stack them on top of each other to get rid of all the noise, because it averages out over time. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, where we're looking in the sky is in Virgo, the constellation of Virgo. You can see in the lower camera image. There's the security camera. And so this gives us a beautiful view of the night sky. We're 3,500 feet in altitude, and this is our second observatory. Our first one is in the Sonoran Desert, and sorry, I'm an astronomer. I'm not up in the middle of the night. I'm up late at night, and then I go to bed, and then usually sleep during the day. But it's okay, you know. Star Panda, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, and that's something that's really interesting, and you'll see that this object has moved quite substantially. I'm going to save this again, and I'll save it exactly as seen. Now clear. And I can put up lines to kind of show where it was and where it's going, so you can actually see that. So that's pretty cool. Is the buzz on my mic worse? I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. So the only thing it could possibly be is the cable proximity to things. Buzz is the same. Alright, well, you know what? I'll have to listen to it to figure it out. Okay, I just unplugged and replugged in to see if that makes a difference. Unless it's something here to tell me. But, you know, we're waiting. We got plenty of time here. Time to figure it out. Plenty of time. Okay. So let me know what happens, what you hear, what you don't hear in the chat. Yeah, Schaefer Studios. I'm aware. I got a somewhat of a cable management issue here in the studio, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Star Panda dropped in to say hi. Good to see you. Star Panda is one of our favorite people here. Let me just try something here to alleviate the buzz. One moment. Just a second, guys. That's 3iATLAS. Enjoy for a second. Is it any different now? Let me know. Hey there, is it OC Rams or OCE Rams 1826? Thank you for the compliment. That's good. No change. Okay, thanks there, Schaefer Studios. I did a rerouting and it didn't seem to change, so lucky me. All right, we'll figure this out because it's not near any electrical cables right now. It's going by USB cables, which should not affect it. All right. Wonder if it's time to change the entire system. Maybe. Might change the whole system over. Okay. Yeah, I have to look and see what's going on. I will figure this out. Is it unusable? I mean, any buzz is unusable, I guess, but how bad is it? I can't tell from here. But we'll figure it out. Okay, so I wonder if this is this better right here? It is 5:30 in the morning, so maybe the system hasn't awakened yet. Really, about as loud as me. That's not good. Not good at all. No way. All right, let's see. Is this any better like this? Well, in any case, just let me know. Okay. All right, well, not a problem. I'm not going to let it consume me. I'm just going to get rid of it, doing some testing. Now it's worse. Okay. Well, actually, that's helpful, because what that's telling me is that maybe this is going to make it better by doing this. So I just made some changes here, so let me know. It's possible that the settings... Alright, so here's the change I made. I think okay, so I think I figured out what's going on. So I'm going to be doing this instead. So if I read you guys right, I should have almost fixed the problem by now. Now it's just back to how it was. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to continue, because I want to actually stick to the program a little bit. But this should have been something that was a non-problem. So I didn't expect this today, so I will have to fix it. Audio cables don't go bad like instantly, so I just did a show the other day, and they said there was a little bit of buzz, but then it went away. So it's like, okay. And this is a braided cable. It's actually pretty nice. So here's 3iATLAS, and for those of you that may just be joining us, I also want to show you this guy right there. 3iATLAS is moving by an asteroid. Here, this is Cybele. It's an asteroid that's out in the asteroid belt, and it's interesting that it is there because 3iATLAS is actually much closer to us than that asteroid, I would imagine. I have to look up to see where Cybele is, see if it's a near-Earth asteroid or not. It seems like it's not moving very much, so it's probably out in the asteroid belt. Because Ceres is out there as well, and we saw Ceres the other night with SkyTour livestream. We checked it out for a bit, and it's actually pretty cool. It was neat. So, alright, so now we're going to just take another photo here and save it again. Alright. I have the mic sensitivity almost all the way up right now. And there's a mix. This is a mix. You know, I wonder if it's a dirty pot potentiometer. No, see, that's fine. It's important. The important thing is that we're looking at 3iATLAS, and that's kind of really important. And there it is. So I think maybe what's going on is I might have a dirty potentiometer in the equalizer. I don't mind talking about that. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, see if we can get it to work. Daisy and Zoe, no, I can't unhear it. You're funny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on. The only thing I'm touching is a mix button between my voice and the broadcast, and that might be. I have some contact cleaner. I'm probably gonna have to just bring this in and really clean it out into my workshop next door. That's part of the problem having a shop in the same location where your studio space is. But I do have a big air cleaner over my head, which changes the air in the room every 3 minutes. I put that in. Yeah, I did unplug and plug it back in. Well, I could also unplug the entire unit and plug it back in. Yeah, I was thinking about the jack as well. I'm gonna let it go for tonight and focus on this just to get the goal done here of showing you the comet. All right. Yeah, again, it's really pretty. Now, here's the thing that's weird. I'm gonna clear so we can restart again. I want you to understand something. I listened to Avi Loeb at Harvard. I know Avi. I've worked with him a couple times. And Avi is open-minded, and I applaud that very much. I'm an astronomer. That's what I got my degree in. And so, in so doing, I was also someone that had some really strange experiences, and it made me open up to the possibility that there might be more out there. And that more that might be out there is, possibly alien life, right? And I mentioned this on a show yesterday that I was on. There are only a few possible ways that we get life in the universe, okay? And that has to do primarily with the amount of carbon in the universe. We're carbon-based creatures. Everything in our body is based on carbon. Sugars, C6H12O6. Okay, we have hydrogen is in our bodies, carbon, oxygen, and so carbon is the fourth most abundant element in the universe. Oxygen is the third most abundant element. It's even more plentiful than carbon. So it stands to reason that if there could be life, you need to have some type of relationship between carbon and oxygen. And carbon turns out to be one of the most flexible elements in the entire periodic table. That nasty table that you may remember from your high school biology classes or whatever. Well, anyway, that periodic table has carbon in it, and that atom is more flexible than any other atom in the periodic table. It can bond with more things and break bonds with more things than anything else. This means, and we call it the granddaddy of all elements, this means that it's the singularly most flexible atom in the entire periodic table. So it stands to reason that if you're going to have life, you're going to want to have a flexible atom that can help support it. And that's carbon. Carbon bonds with more things than anything else, and it breaks bonds with more things than anything else. As you're sitting here watching me blabber on about this, your body has made and broken tens of thousands of carbon bonds as we speak, all at once. So things are going on, even maybe millions, depending on how many of you there are. So what we're looking at, when we look at guys like this is Comet 3iATLAS right here. All right, this is asteroid Cybele. Okay, and they're kind of approaching each other in the sky. But the comet's actually closer to us than Cybele may be. Okay, because the comet has yet to get out past Mars again. It's going to continue moving out. It's going to pass Mars and get it's not going to pass it, but it's going to pass the orbit of Mars and get back out to Jupiter and have a close approach with Jupiter. So that said, we are going, again, let me go back to the carbon thing. Again, I just got up a little while ago, guys, so you got to bear with me. Sticking with carbon for a while, and I was just kind of responding to Chris, who was mind-forked in the chat. Hi, Chris. So life forms from carbon, and so comets have brought carbon to this planet. Asteroids have brought carbon to this planet. The Earth makes carbon, through chemical processes. It was made with lots of carbon, so it's out there, and it's plentiful. Water is very plentiful in the universe. Carbon, oxygen, and water all go hand in hand, and that's the most important trio, right, for life. So you might want to consider, for instance, that any alien species that might be out there would be looking for planets that have oxygen in the atmosphere. We're doing that, and we're not even very good at it, but we're still doing it. So by doing that ourselves, we're kind of, I think, doing what the rest of the universe may have already been doing, because we're newcomers to the universe. We've only been here for a few 100,000 years as creatures walking upright. So our destiny may be the stars, but we're not there yet, right? So, but it'll come. And seeing an object like 3iATLAS, this came from another stellar system. And we think it may be about 7 billion years old. 7 billion years old. Now, what that means is that it started its journey billions of years before the sun even formed in the universe. Think about that. Billions of years before the sun even formed, this thing was actually on its way through the universe. And I think this is pretty interesting, Hey, DJ, what's going on? I think that says DJ, right? Is that, or JD? JD? Yeah, sorry. I'm going to clear this. And each time I clear this, you're going, hey, we're just getting to see it. Well, it's moving so fast, it's making a streak. So I'm taking short sequences of photos, and then I will animate those. As I did, if you look on my Facebook page or on the SkyTour livestream group or in TikTok, you can see the comet moving throughout one such session we did earlier in the week. Okay, I'm gonna save this here. And I as I said, I watched the video yesterday of Avi Loeb at Harvard, and what Avi said was that this object had vanished, and it hasn't. I don't understand why he said that. I got up this morning to look for it and look at this object, because I was pretty sure it hadn't vanished, because comets don't just vanish. So my point is, I'm not sure where he's getting his information. Now, he speaks English very well. He's from Israel. And so based on that, I don't think it's a language barrier. I may have said that earlier, but so I'm not sure why he suggested that this thing right here is no longer there. But we're looking at it. Now, earlier on, I had a question out there which said, and it was again OCE Rams, are you pretty sure it's just a comet? And the answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. If you look at it, this is the actual color of it. I'll zoom in to show the comet. All right, here's the comet and here's the asteroid. Okay, now this comet is a little bit green, isn't it? Well, that green is actual, and the reason it's green is because of carbon compounds. The carbon compounds in the comet actually will emit green light under the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. And that's what we're seeing here. All right. So what are those carbon compounds? Well, there's carbon monoxide. That's CO. All right, carbon and oxygen. There's carbon dioxide, CO2, of course. And there is carbon bonds, carbon bonded to carbon. And there's cyanogen, and that's carbon with a nitrogen, CN, and in a pair, CN and CN. So you have two of them together to make what's called a cyanogen molecule. Now, CN is also cyanide, and so, and it's exactly what you think. Yes, it's a deadly, poisonous gas to us. But the fact is, even if Earth went through that comet's tail, it'd have no effect on us. Why? Because the comet's tail, even if we went right through the coma where all that cyanogen is, the density is so thin that we could fly a spacecraft right through it and not hit a single molecule. All right, now I know that sounds crazy, but a similar thing is true in our solar system, where you can see that vastness of the universe explained again. If you go to Saturn, which is up in the sky right now, Saturn has rings. Saturn's rings in telescopes look like they're pretty dense, right? It's like a disk. You say, wow, that's really, really dense. But if you got closer to it, you'd find out something else. You'd find out that you could fly through the rings multiple times, excuse me, and never hit a thing. That's exactly what we did with the Cassini mission. We sent the Cassini probe right through Saturn's rings. And they calculated that sending this several $100 million probe through Saturn's rings would be safe. And they were right. Because this probe is going through an area where it probably never saw another particle, because it was up close to it. And the particles, although it looks dense from a distance, they're actually very widely spaced from each other. Similarly with a comet like this, okay, which I'm going to clear again and restart. All right, we have the next one coming in now. Right, so considering that the comet has this big coma cloud around its nucleus, that cloud is very, very sparse in terms of distance between particles. So even if we flew through it and sampled it, we'd be lucky if we caught some of the particles in our sensors. Yeah. So here is again the comet right there. I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. Now, that position is different from when I first opened up. The comet was here when I first opened up, so it's going this way. And this is the asteroid, Cybele. To see that, we can actually get that image like that. There we go. I'll save it with annotations. You know, I might be able to show you something here. Let me go and... Not that. I may be able to... Might be able to show you something. Let's do this. Let's do File Explorer. We're going to go to the... It's going to go here. We're going to go... And I'm going to look for a specific directory. Not that one. I know how to fix it. I know how to figure it out, I should say. Let's do a save. Okay, now I know where to go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to go look at previous images that I took tonight and see if they're different. I'll go find the earliest one, and then we'll look at the latest one, and you'll actually see that. Alright, let me go to File Explorer. Alright, let's go here. I'm gonna do this. I'll take this out of the way in a minute, but I won't block 3iATLAS. There it is. Alright, so now we're going to go here and here and here and here. Alright, so we have all these pictures we took, and earlier we took this guy. Alright, so I took this picture earlier today before we started. Here is Cybele, okay, here's the comet, and there's a star. Well, there's that same star, there's Cybele, and here's the comet. Look at the difference in position from here to here. Isn't that crazy? Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're actually seeing that difference. Sorry, I got rid of it. But comparing the image from before till now, you can actually see the vast difference. That star was very close to it right there. And then, if you look over here, you see that that's the star, and now it's here. In the space of 30 minutes or so. That's pretty good. Yes, sirree. And you can see the star and the star. Okay, here's the star. Oh, sorry, I'm going back up. Here's the star and Cybele. Here's the star and Cybele. There's the comet, and there's the comet. So the comet has gone from this star to about half the distance in the sky towards Cybele over here. So that shows you that it's been moving. And we're going to animate this later and show that to you. So, in any case, I think that's pretty cool. Now, our sky is going to start getting brighter out there in just a little while. So we're going to end up losing the comet for another day. But I'm going to clear this and let this other one, next one, come in. I am taking 30-second shots. I could take 20-second shots, but I want to kind of show a hint of the tail. Let me look here. Go to our planetarium. Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit more. Let's go down toward the eastern horizon. Okay, so that's what I thought. That star right there is that star right there. That's called Arcturus, right there. So that's the constellation of Bootes. Okay, and right now we're looking right here. This is Virgo. Virgo, the Virgin. Here she is. Not that attractive, but you know, what can I say? Okay, and Arcturus is here. Bootes is here. This is Coma Berenices. This is Berenices Hare. It's actually an area rich in galaxies. When the moon goes away, we'll be looking at that as well. That red thing is just our center view. Okay, so if we center up on 3iATLAS, you can see this is the field of view we have right now. It's upside down compared, because the telescope's upside down comparatively. Looking at it, you'll notice that you don't see 3iATLAS. Of course not, because 3iATLAS is actually it's here, but it's not listed. All right, let me do something here. The sky. Yeah, here we go. Got to remove. This is too high. Yeah, we have an excellent dark sky site, so yeah, 3iATLAS shows up as just a little fuzzy blob on this planetarium, but that's okay. It's fine. Alright, I'm going to take our black level and move it to the left of the curve because that gives us a better view of the comet's tail. Right, and we'll save it. That is the full frame you're looking at. It doesn't go below here, which I will show you in just a sec. Alright, hold on a second. Turn down the music, which is too loud. Okay. Hey Dagger Spells is with us. Nice to see you. Saw you the other morning too when we did this. Good to have you with us. I don't expect to see lots of people in the early morning. I don't even expect to see me in the early morning, but here I am. Anyway, this is cool. We're going to go just a few more minutes. I got to get a few more shots. I figured I'd bring you with me. I almost didn't stream. I figured, why don't I just do this and have it ready? But instead, I feel like I think I just want to stream and get this out there. So yes, hello there, Genghis. How's it going? That's Genghis Khan. This is 3iATLAS right there. That's giving us all the ruckus. And again, I don't know why Avi Loeb at Harvard said that this had vanished entirely. He said it vanished from the sky. He said 33 billion tons gone. He's wrong. It's right there. It's right in front of us. As expected. And by the way, in case you missed it, this is the star that it was at when it first started. And now it's here in just about a half hour's time. I showed a photo earlier of that. And I should probably just bring that photo up and leave it in the background. Okay. So here is the picture. This photo shows us where it was when I first took the picture earlier tonight. That's the comet. That's the star. That's the same star, and that's the comet. And then this guy right here is this guy right here. And what is that? Well, that's an asteroid, actually. So they're passing each other millions and millions of miles apart, obviously. So we'll leave that up there in the back. All right, so we can zoom in a little bit. All right. And comets only ever look like fuzzy blobs. You'll notice that this fuzzy blob has a halo around it. Let's see if we can see what else is hiding in here. Let's overprocess. Yeah, you can see this greenish glow. You can see a faint tail here. All right. It could be that the tail is sort of into the page away from us a little bit. So it looks short, but it might actually be much longer if we could see it from the side. That's very important. I can also see that telescope focus has to change. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to go to a 1 second photo here and do this guy right here. And now I'm going to actually see if I can change the focus. Let's go make a guess. I'll say positive. That might take it the wrong way. Not sure. So let me try this. Go really negative. Yes, I know. Okay, so that's clearly, I'm guiding, so I'll stop guiding. Alright, good. So we know that that's not right. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on these two stars. I have autofocus, but I'm going to just do it manually now. So we should be able to get this down. Okay. We want to get those little tiny donuts down to little points. And that's what we're doing. I'm going to increase this. Let's go here. And let's try this now. I'm hovering on one side or the other of the focus, so I'm just going to find it, come back to it. Technically, I could go to a star cluster or something, but I don't want to give up our potential light here. Okay, that's still not good. Let me, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna take us from here to a different location briefly. Oh, I still have my mythology on. I'm gonna go here. Move the telescope up here. Let's see if we have a better star field so I can actually focus. And then come back to it. I won't lose it. Okay. Let's bring that over. The other over. Okay. Alright. That's a good candidate. Let me try that. It's getting better. Okay. Alright, good. Alright, so now we can go back here and go back to 3iATLAS. And you'll see it appear here in the screen as a fuzzy blob. I believe it's right there. There's the star and the asteroid. Okay, let's move it down. The other down. I hope you guys are enjoying this as I am. Oh, see, Ram says, if I go unacknowledged, I'll assume you were a massive stoner with a leg-long bong and just don't want to talk about it. You know what? I'm a nerd, okay? I actually never indulged, believe it or not. I've been slightly buzzed in my life from drinking a Corona. I'm such a weakling when it comes to this. I know. just ruined a lot of people's images of me. But it's true, okay? I'm a science nerd, you know? I mean, I'm not really a science hippie, but I was a science nerd. Okay, here we go. 30 seconds underway. We'll come in here. Comment's going to be down here. And we're doing a live stack right now, so we're about to acquire the first image. So we'll see that. Ready? And go. There it is, dead center. Good. Okay, now we're going to take this black level, move it to the left of the white curve. The white curve is the average. All right. And we're going to get rid of this view because that's over processing. There is the star we started at. There is Cybele the asteroid, and there is 3iATLAS. All right. That's a pretty shot, and let's see what else is hiding in here. Let's move this over. Increase some of the data we're seeing. And we're going to go now and do this here. I made a change to our visual. Now we're not guiding at the moment. I'm going to go back and set that up again. Let it go. Alright. So I'm going to tell it to grab some stars. Got some stars. Now we're going to tell it to get a guide star. Alright. And when there's no choices, it doesn't really do well, but I'm giving it that one. And that's perfect, actually. Perfect star. Okay. Now we'll clear this. And this next shot may still be a little bit out of the no, not bad. Again, it's noisy because we're at 250 gain, but I want to try and capture the faint tail. Say hi to Kyle, who's Lynn Astro in the chat. Hello, Kyle. What's up? When we first met Kyle, he was someone that had a passing interest in astronomy, and now he's serious about it. And that kid in the chat has found planets around other stars. He's found exoplanets. So give him some kudos. He deserves it. The star trailing was only because I wasn't guiding at all, Kyle. All right. So we're gonna let this percolate a little bit. I'm gonna drop this down a tiny bit. Now, if I tell it to just do its own color corrections, it's gonna put too much red into it. Right? It makes the comet look red. It's not. That's induced by the sensor being fooled by the moon. Okay, so the actual color, I'm going to try and get it more approximately what it should be. Yeah, see, that's not it. The actual color of the comet is this right here. This background color is induced by the moon, the lunar light in our field of view. Let's try something. Try a couple things here. Let's try this now. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Okay. All right. It's not really red. It's really a bluish color, a bluish green. So that's actually the correct color. The background of the sky is not. And that's just because of the moonlight, like I said. Kyle, I have the camera here as the 533 MC Pro camera, not 530. What did you say? 535? 585. I don't have a 585. Oh, I actually I missed your Jay Toth. How you doing? Sorry I missed you before. Don't know if you're still watching. Yeah, my mic has got a problem, Kyle. We know this. Alright, so I'm going to clear this again. And then when it comes up, I'm also going to pull out the targets. There's an asteroid in the field, as I mentioned, and as soon as we come up, you'll see it. It's not quite there. It is a little above. There it is. Cybel's an asteroid, and the comet is right near it in the skies. It's kind of a cool combo pattern going on there. So I'll take another picture here again. The idea is we're going to animate these later. Most important thing is to see the asteroid and the star. When we started, the star was here, and this is that photo to show that. Here was the starting photo I took. There's the comet. There's that star. And here's Cybele the asteroid. Well, that star, right, is right here. Okay? And the asteroid is right here. And there is the comet right there. So it's gone from here down to here in the time that we've been all watching it. It's gone a little bit further, about here. So that's interesting. We're watching the dynamic universe right before our eyes. And I think that's pretty cool. And again, I'll animate all these images later on. And it's all under one directory. Although I did move things, and so I'm gonna end up animating that first batch and then animating this second batch. But it's 4:45 out there. You can see the sky beginning to brighten on the eastern horizon as dawn makes itself apparent out there. All right, and with our other camera, the top camera there, you can see a few clouds out there on the horizon. Let's go out and see those. Let's see those. Okay, so there they are, and the moon is right up there, just out of the view of the camera in the building out west. Fascinating stuff, I tell you. Yeah, you gotta love this stuff. Well, you don't have to love it. You can't help but love it. I just absolutely love how we can do this stuff remotely. And you know what? I gotta thank Elon Musk, because there's the reason right there. Starlink. Starlink has made it all happen. We installed Starlink out there on the building. It looks to the north, actually. Okay, we're going to save this one. Clear and go again. We're still guiding just fine. It's an area where there's very few stars. You can see some clouds down here on this horizon. That's the northeastern horizon. The eastern horizon's right over this mountain next to us. Here we go. We'll save that right away because we want to get it at its smallest position. Cool. Never has an object garnered more interest than 3iATLAS. Oumuamua was a close second. Comet Borisov that came after Oumuamua, another interstellar comet, gained almost nothing. Almost nothing. It was crazy. Fascinating stuff. So again, let's minimize this a little bit more. Bring this up. Show the difference again. Okay, that's where the comet was when I started. There's the star. That's this star over here. And the comet has since moved down to about here. Alright? And that's the asteroid Cybele. Really interesting stuff. Okay, hold on one second. People are heading to work. Alright, yeah, so this is a beautiful, gotta say, a beautiful rendering of the comet for tonight. Even though now it's in the view of this thing. So we'll get rid of our annotation so you can see the comet. And we'll save it again. Save exactly as seen. Thank you, C&D boy. Canada boy, I'm assuming. Where are you in Canada, by the way? I think your name's Bob, right? You're in like every stream. You're like so freaking faithful. It's good to see you every time. All right. Kyle says, have you considered getting a Rasa? Is the meat enough due to its relatively high ratio? Actually, this is a Celestron 11 that we're using right now. The mead out in the Sonoran Desert, that telescope is still perfectly fine and works great, but it's a wide field. And we're running at f1.8 on that telescope, meaning it's very, very photographically fast. This one is f7. And it's somewhat fast, but not nearly as fast as our Sonoran scope. It's also not wide field. It's a narrow field system. A narrow field system. So we're seeing things really magnified. This distance here. Well, I can show you the distance. If we go here to our object here, that red box represents the size of this field. Now it is upside down, okay, but let me show you that what we're looking at is a field that's only literally it's called 20 arc seconds across by 20 arc minutes across by 20 arc minutes. So 60 arc minutes is the degree, okay? So 20 arc minutes basically is a third of a degree, and so it's a third of a degree by a third of a degree. And so that's fascinating, All right. So that's the size of our field. Okay. Had the music a little too loud. All right. So I'm going to clear this one more time. I just saved it a moment ago. We have another little one coming in, which I'm going to save immediately. Here we are. I'm going to save that immediately. So that dash shows you the movement, okay? As we take more photographs, this dash gets longer and longer and longer. And this light is on the sensor, and it ends up on the finished photograph because this is one image. So we're going to get it. If we left it all night long, we would have had a dash like this. A line like this going from here to here. Now, interesting as that might be, it really wouldn't tell us much. We could kind of figure how fast it's moving relative, in one dimension across the plane of the sky from our perspective, but it's moving in 3D. So it's actually heading toward the Earth a little bit because the close approach isn't until the 19th. Just in about 14 more days or so. So at that point, we may be doing a special program with another company that's asked about it and showing and doing a Comet 3iATLAS live watch party. But this is a watch party, isn't it? This is kind of cool. So so this is pretty neat. So this is good, and like I said, I'll take one more photo of it now, and then I'll clear it again. And the next one will be right at the end of that dash, and I'll take that picture right away. There we go. So we'll save this one. And again, it's a 30-second photo, so it's already extended a little bit. It's already a little bit lengthened. If I took a short photo, then it wouldn't be. Now, with no moon, we'd see the tail much more brilliantly. But we do have the moon, so we don't have that option. And the moon colors our images unfavorably. But it's okay. Doesn't matter. Kyle asks, how much has it moved? It moved from this star right here to here. And I have all those timings. So I can tell you, let's actually go back to this. This photo, the time of this photo, let's see. I don't have the, this is the image properties. Here it is. The time this photo was taken was 3:21:54 a.m. Arizona time. Okay, it's now 4:55. So between 3:21, okay, or 3:22 basically, and 4:55, it's gone that far. So knowing this field that we're in, all right, which I have right here, all right, we can calculate where we are. Now, I also have to look at the possibility that we might have some other stars. Not this. I'll come over here. Scripts. Alright, I have to... Alright, I'm going to try and find this. I gotta add more stars. I was looking for the download script for different stars. I'll have to find it, add it in. Maybe we'd actually add them in, but that actually, it adds a lot of weight to the program in terms of time. Genghis Khan says, absolutely wonderful watch party. Appreciate you giving us opportunity to see 3iATLAS live as possible. Yeah, this is live. You're looking at it live. You're looking at that object that has been captivating so many people. And I'm about to clear it and go back, because now that's going to appear at the lower end of the dash. So let's clear this, get this next photo in, and take a photo. And we'll have that one as well. Sorry, I just took the same photo again. Alright, there we go. Alright. We could actually bring this down a little, but I want to see as much tail as possible. This is way down here. Yeah, this is a highly magnified view of this. Again, as I mentioned, I actually wasn't even going to stream, and I decided I'll do it, because when I came in here, I came in with the understanding from Avi Loeb at Harvard that the object had vanished and gone away. Now, part of it is I'm wondering if it was actually him, or if it was actually AI, because it didn't look like a typical AI looks. As the MUFON chief photo and video analyst and head of the photo analysis team, we get pretty good at recognizing AI generated stuff and suggesting that 3iATLAS, and as he said, all 33 billion tons of it vanished. And I can't believe that. I couldn't believe that happened. And as it turns out, it didn't. It's right there. So, not sure what was going on there and what's happening and why he said those words. But Avi's wrong in this particular case, unless we misunderstood what he was getting at. So I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that after I get off this stream, I'm going to rip apart this entire setup and figure out where the noise is coming from. I didn't expect there to be noise. That's a big issue. Oh well. I shall figure that out. Anyway. And Kyle says, have you considered your own Spectra on 3i? Yeah, I have. In fact, we may have the spectral system installed before it's gone for good. We're ordering it from France, and it's part of the grant from Asterion Foundation, which you can see down here. This is Asterion, fantastic group. This foundation is supporting us in that it's giving us. It gave us some money in order to grab a spectrograph so that we can add to our observatory, and it's probably going to be mounted right on the back of this telescope right here, right there, and it's going to end up having its own little telescope, and it's going to have a dedicated camera. So what we'll do is we can look at this comet, and when people say, well, there's an overabundance of nickel atoms, oh yeah, we can prove it too. We'll be able to look for the same types of things, because we're going to break up the light on this as well and be able to see it. So that's something that we're looking very forward to doing. And I've done spectra in the past, but I've never done it this way, I'm going to try something. Alright, now you'll notice these settings down here. Okay, that's a filter wheel. I have different filters in here, and one of them is the SA100. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to go and bring in the SA100. Right now, I'll wait for this exposure to come in. Right, and then I'll now do the SA100. So right now, the telescope has changed its filter to this spectral analyzer, and it's going to show us spectra of the stars in the field and of a little bit of the comet, but it's not going to. It's going to be a broad brush. You know, you might see some brightness in the comet spectrum, but let's find out what we're going to get. Okay, so here you see the stellar spectra, and there's the comet spectrum right there. Now, I don't see any. I don't see any. I don't see any indications of any brighter areas within the spectrum. Now, this is not that good, okay, but here's how this works. By looking at these spectra, okay, we can take the spectrum and identify vertical black lines in these spectra and identify the types of stars we're looking at, okay? Now, with the comet, because it's a comet, we're seeing kind of a continuous spectrum, and normally we should for the tail of the comet, all right? But for like the carbon compounds that are glowing more blue and green, we should see bright splotches of bluish and greenish here, and most likely because of the full moon, we're not seeing that. And unfortunately, that's, you know, that's not good. The number of lines we have in the grading that we're using here is literally only 100. Okay, the spectrograph we're getting has a 600. It's a slit spectrograph, right? It's called the ALPI 600. So it's going to be able to do better resolution spectra than what we're doing now. This is really like the baby level stuff, so to speak. You know, when it comes to doing spectra in the spectral world. But that's how this works. And we can go back to the UHCS now. And the next photo will just overlay this spectra, and it'll be there. You know. So here we go. That's the mid-level again, and the dark level, where'd it go? It's way out here. Let's bring that in more. Again, the moon messes things up. Makes it hard to see things. Here we are. Okay. I'll save that just as a matter of record. Doesn't tell us too much, then I'll clear it. And now the next photo will be the UHCS again. That'll be here in a moment, and then we'll save that right away. See more clouds coming in right there. Alright, so let's get this back to what we want. Yeah, that's the mid-level. That comes way off the peak. That goes way down here. And there's the comet. Comet's getting fainter because the sky is getting brighter as dawn approaches. So this is going to get harder to see it here soon. Actually, it's already harder. But I'm going to use this last moment to grab the image, because we have that star and Cybele the asteroid. Let's see now. That gotta resolve for that. There it is. So there you go. There's your asteroid. All right, and then let's come down here and move that down. Okay, save it. And save it as seen. Okay. Well, there we go. Alright, well, this was good. So it went from tonight, it went from that star, down to this area just below, right here. somewhat this distance tonight, and we caught that on our camera. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna say goodnight for now, and I'm going to go up and stoke the wood stove because it's 10 degrees out Fahrenheit, and I will talk to you on the next stream. I hope you guys had a good time. We sure had a good time. We'll be back again. I had to come in because I watched that video saying this didn't exist anymore, that it just vanished. It did not. So I'm not sure what Hobby Loeb is saying. Again, maybe I misunderstood him. But you can find it out there. It's out there. Let's save one more. Exactly as seen. Alright, guys. Well, that's it. Oof, that was a good reason to get up early, I can tell you that. And it's nice to see you diehards here with us. Alright, man. Alright, look at, we even have Matt here. Water Rat. What's going on, brother? Yeah, he's up early too. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Hope you enjoyed seeing 3iATLAS. I enjoyed showing it to you. And we'll see you the next time. Good night, everybody.
Stars so bright in the sky, on Arizona nights they fly. Nebulae in colors rare, galaxies beyond compare. Sky tour in the night so clear, brings the universe near. Real-time wonders to see, streaming light for you and me. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views. Every night feels brand new. In the dark, the night unfolds, stories of the cosmos told. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Far away, up so high, across the stars beyond the skull. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Lift your eye up so high, across the stars beyond the sky. Sky tour shows us the way, every night a new display. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views. Every night feels brand new. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours